Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to explore a total firestorm that erupted in the comments section of Bilibili, China's biggest video platform. It all kicked off with what was supposed to be a simple, fun ranking of tech creators. But, well, it quickly spiraled into something much, much weirder. You know the question, right? Who's the best? It's a debate that starts a million arguments online. But on Bilibili, this age-old question recently went somewhere nobody saw coming. See, the fans there are super passionate, and they do not mess around when it comes to defending their favorites. So it all started when this one creator dropped a video called From Hang to La. It was their personal and, let's be clear, purely subjective attempt to rank Bilibili's tech influencers into different groups. It was supposed to be just for laughs, but boy did it light a fuse. Now, these two words basically set the stage for the entire war. They're internet slang, and they create this super simple but really brutal binary. In this world, you're either hang, which means you're solid, you're top tier, or you're la, which, means you're just plain lame. No in between. And you can probably guess what happened next, right? The comment section just absolutely exploded. Thousands of fans flooded in, not just to argue about the rankings, but to defend the honor of their favorite creators and, of course, to attack everyone else. At first, the arguments looked pretty familiar. A lot of the heat was focused on these two giants. On one side, you have Zihui Jude, a creator who's famous for these insane, mind-blowing engineering projects he does all by himself. And on the other side, you've got GeekerOne, a whole channel known for their super detailed data-heavy analysis. So the debate was like, what's more valuable? Raw, individual genius, or creating content that's actually useful and teaches the audience something? But here's where it gets really interesting, because just below the surface of these normal-sounding arguments, something way stranger was starting to take shape. Things were about to get a lot less straightforward. And you could see this shift happening in comments like this one. People started dropping these inside jokes that, to an outsider, they make zero sense. What in the world is an Android person in the middle of a tech debate? Well, it turns out it's a meme. It has nothing to do with operating systems and everything to do with a specific creator's online personality. Okay, to really get what's going on here, you need to understand this concept of abstract culture. In this world, abstract describes a way of communicating where the whole point isn't to be clear. It's the opposite. The goal is to be chaotic, ironic, and to basically send up a flare that says, hey, I'm part of the in-group, I get the joke. So how deep does this rabbit hole go? Well, to see the absolute peak of this abstract culture, we gotta talk about one creator who kept popping up in the comments, almost like a legend, Nian Lian KG. See, fans didn't even talk about the quality of his videos. Instead, they'd say stuff like this, that he was several major versions ahead in his abstractness. It's like he wasn't even communicating in a normal way anymore. He was just operating on a whole other level of irony. And then there's this comment, which suggests he got so deep into playing these abstract politics that he couldn't get back out. He stopped being just a creator and became this character, trapped in a story that his own community was writing for him. Just wild. And all of this led one commenter to come up with the perfect name for what was happening in this creator's comment section. They called it an abstract black hole. Just think about that for a second. An abstract black hole. This is a place where the meme culture is so thick, so dense with irony, that you literally can't have a normal conversation. It doesn't matter if you're praising him, criticizing him, or just trying to talk, your words just get sucked in and become part of this meaningless noise. It's like communication is just collapsing in on itself. Which brings us to the big question, right? What is the point of all this? What is this insane war of memes and slang and black holes really about? Because it's obviously about more than just who makes the best smartphone review. Yeah, this was never really about specs and benchmarks. This was a battle over community and identity. Fans were, without even saying it, debating a creator's place in the culture, their authenticity when sponsorships get involved, and they were using all this crazy slang as like a secret handshake, a badge to prove that they belonged. So I think the biggest takeaway here is that in these really engaged online communities, a creator's value isn't some static number on a list. It's all about their role in this chaotic, messy, constantly evolving cultural dialogue. Maybe being top tier just means you're the most interesting person to talk about. And that kind of leaves us with this final, tricky question to chew on. When the way we talk to each other online becomes this giant, ironic performance, And when meaningful debate can just vanish into an abstract black hole, what are we actually judging anymore? What does real influence even look like in a world like that?